Okay, by now you guys all know that John Cena is retiring this year. Like, he's having one more run and that's it. He's calling it quits. And, you know, it's very interesting because there has been some news that has come out about John Cena's retirement plans. And honestly, like, I'm in favor of them, but I do find them to be relatively crazy. And I'm going to explain why. First thing that you guys need to know is that it's come out by Fightful that WWE has planned very heavily into factoring John Cena into major plans for his retirement tour. The plan didn't really get elaborated on. However, PW Insider has come out. Mike Johnson has said that there has been a lot of internal talk about John Cena potentially facing Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41 in April. Now, obviously, we all know that John Cena is currently tied with Ric Flair for the most world championship reigns, which is 16. And obviously, if John Cena wins the world championship one more time, he breaks Ric Flair's record, which I'm sure TKO and WWE would love to do that right now. I don't see a situation where they would really want Ric Flair as the guy to hold that record currently. However, I got to be honest with you guys. I have some mixed feelings about these retirement plans because I think a lot of people are kind of expecting John Cena to sit on the couch, be done with wrestling, you know, just wait for his call from his agent to do Hollywood. And I don't think that is the right mentality to have. I think John Cena is obviously very active outside of the WWE, and for him to come back into the WWE and go full time with this final run, I think it just goes to show you how dedicated he truly is to the craft. But let's talk about the World Championship plans and why I think it's a little bit crazy. I love the idea of John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Like, I think if you want to have the perfect passing of the torch moment, John Cena passing the torch to Cody Rhodes would be magnificent. However, at the same time, too, one of the biggest concerns that I have is that John Cena, for the last several years, has basically been there to put over other talent. And I don't know, like, obviously I respect that. I respect that John Cena has been booked that way. And I respect the fact that he put over Austin Theory. I respect the fact that he put over Solo Sikoa. He obviously didn't have to. This is John Cena that we're talking about. But at the same time, too, for those who look at wins and losses, John Cena hasn't really had memorable wins since like 2017, 2018. I mean, for the last few years, John Cena really hasn't been having notable wins. So to me, when I think of John Cena coming back and going after the world championship, I really want WWE to build him up carefully, because you don't want John Cena burying a whole bunch of talent on the way up, but you also want John Cena to have some credible wins. It's a double-edged sword because obviously whoever he versus, if you're trying to get him ready for the world championship, whoever he versus on the way up, he could potentially be impacting them. And that's why I find it to be relatively crazy that they would want John Cena to be built up. You know, I think it's very easy for people to say, oh, it's not a big deal. It's John Cena. Who cares? You know, he can go up against Cody. It's not that big of a deal. My argument, though, is because of the last few years, I feel like at that point, you're just kind of ignoring all logic. And obviously, that's a problem that I have in professional wrestling. But I like the idea so much of John Cena beating Cody for the belt. I like the idea of that happening. And the reason why I like that is because I feel like if WWE were really smart, you can have John Cena defeat Cody Rhodes, have him win the championship. And then if you really, really want, you can have Cody Rhodes defeat John Cena, and then you can finish it off with a trilogy, which would be probably the most ideal way to book John Cena's retirement tour. Obviously, he's going to have other matches in the mix. There's going to be other feuds. But I love the idea of them doing a trilogy between Cena and Cody, with Cody ultimately being the one to win the title back and having that passing of the torch moment. That's the way I would look at it. And I know I've said this a million times by now, so maybe you guys are tired of this, but I love the idea of John Cena turning heel to win the belt from Cody. This is not going to be a typical babyface versus babyface feud. I think when it comes to being on the mic with each other, I think you're going to see both of them get pretty lippy, and you're going to see egos being rubbed. And I think that's going to add to it. It's going to be really cool. But at the same time, too, they got to be very careful of how they get there, because John Cena is a beloved wrestler. And you also got to think, if he goes after Cody, that's another part of this that is crazy, too. You don't want the WWE universe to turn on Cody. And I think this could be a particular case where maybe the fans would turn on Cody in favor of John Cena. So if John Cena were to turn heel, I think that automatically guarantees people would cheer for Cody Rhodes. But you never really know. It's a very, very interesting scenario for the WWE. And that's why I find it kind of crazy. Like, for WWE to plan heavily into John Cena having major plans for his retirement tour tells me that they're taking this seriously. And it tells me that John Cena is taking this seriously. But at the same time, you don't really want to hurt your own product in the sense of like rising stars taking losses to Cena. You don't want to see a situation where people turn on Cody, because right now it's just incredible. And as much as I would love to see a heel Cody Rhodes, I think I have to acknowledge the fact that it would be the wrong decision, because Cody Rhodes is literally like the guy for the company. So I definitely think about that. Couple other things I want to touch on here. Does John Cena need to verse Cody Rhodes to get his 17th World Championship? Would it be more acceptable if he were to win it from Gunther? And that's where I think maybe WWE would be better off. Like, if I had a preference between the two, I would probably prefer Cena going after Gunther, because I just think that would be a little bit better. Gunther has been built up. Very few can actually beat Gunther. If you had John Cena win some credible matches, and then he were to win the Royal Rumble, and then he were to challenge Gunther, I think that can make sense. Or if John Cena were to earn his spot for Gunther, maybe at Elimination Chamber, 7 other men in that match, where it's like, very gruesome, and he were to survive somehow, and then obviously he would get his number one contendership that way. Like, maybe that would be a little bit more intriguing to me. Gunther has very, very few losses. So if he were to lose to the GOAT, I don't think a lot of people would be upset about it. That's where I kind of look at this. It makes me a lot more intrigued moving forward. But yeah, John Cena is obviously retiring. WWE is going crazy with it, the merch and everything. I'm excited about it. You guys can let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time.